Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
I'm ABC's Justin Finch in Washington, where some Democrats are raising national security concerns after highly classified documents were allegedly found at former President Trump's home last week. The questions they're asking straight ahead.
And taking a look outside with a live cam, you can see those streets are still wet. We had some rain this morning. We're going to be checking in with Mike very soon.
Now we have some good news in the rainfall department. That's coming up with Mike Osterhage. Good morning to you. Hope you had a great weekend. We did have showers and storms move in this weekend. It is Monday, August 15th.
Yes, thanks for joining us. What a treat to have the rain even in the drive into work.
Yes, most of the way into work. And I suspect, based on what we're seeing on radar this morning, Mike, that some of these could become pretty torrential.
Well, we had a decent downpour. We heard it here in the building just about half an hour ago, something like that. And the other thing too is we're not used to driving in this stuff. I mean, it's been forever since we've had rain. I know yesterday Justin Horn had mentioned he was driving around. He said, boy, it is slippery out there. So we've had, I think, enough to kind of, wash a lot of the oil and dirt off the road, but just to kind of take it easy. First of all, isn't that just a gorgeous picture? Let's just sit there and stare at it for a couple of minutes. So there's the low, which is just to the west of Laredo right now. You can see that counterclockwise circulation, and kind of the rainy side of it is the right-hand side in relation to its direction of travel. And that's why we are getting some of this beautiful rain. They've had a ton of it down to the south. You can see some flash flooding is going on well down there to the south. Some of the radar estimates, anywhere from half a foot to a foot of rain in a couple of bullseye spots to the southwest of Corpus Christi. And as you can see, more of these showers are going to continue to kind of get spun around that counterclockwise rotation, and we will see more in and around town. So again, you take a few extra minutes. Now, this first day of school for a lot of kids, and that hustle and bustle getting back together, allow yourself plenty of extra time, again, because of the slippery conditions on the roads. Even a couple of lightning strikes are being detected, but boy, oh boy, this is just beautiful to see, and it will last pretty much through the morning hours. By later on this afternoon here in town, the rain is definitely going to start to taper off. 75 in town, same thing Port SA, Stinson. By the way, yesterday 88 for the high temperature. That's the coolest high temperature we've had since all the way back right around May 25th. And the humidity, yes, it is there thanks to the moisture in the ground, and at least it is getting squeezed out, which is fantastic. Mold is on the high side. I would venture a guess that may be going up later on today. So as far as if you are hitting the bus this morning, 76 degrees, right around mid 70s with some rain. The majority is going to be south and west this morning, the heaviest rain, although we will have a couple of decent downpours here in town, and then 92 for high temperature today. So we are going to be 5 below normal with some showers. They'll begin to taper off, but there's going to be a lot more rain to the southwest and to the west along the Rio Grande later on. Any more rain in the forecast? Getting greedy now. We got some details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Steph, Mark.
Mike, thank you. Several area school districts are returning to class today. That includes East Central ISD and Alamo Heights Independent School District. Sarah Costa will join us live later in the newscast from East Central. They'll look ahead at their first big day of school and how parents can better handle the stress of going into the coming school year.
And despite the recent rainfall, we want to remind you that SAW Stage 2 water restrictions are still in place. And according to their director of conservation, they are now issuing citations instead of warnings. Watering days stay the same for Stage 2. However, the hours are reduced. You can only water between 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. on your designated day. And your designated day is determined by the last digits of your address. This breaks down on your screen the way you see it right there. Anyone caught not following the rules can be fined $150, and that's just for the first-time offenders.
This morning, new questions and concerns about the trove of FBI seized classified records from former President Donald Trump's Florida estate last week.
ABC's Justin Finch is following that investigation.
California Congressman Adam Schiff now among a number of Democrats calling for the Director of National Intelligence to carry out a damage assessment in the wake of the FBI search of former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago home.
Some of those documents were marked top secret, sensitive, compartmented information. That is among the highest designation in terms of the extremely grave damage to national security that could be done if it were disclosed.
Now unsealed, the warrant showing agents looking for evidence of 3 potential crimes, including obstruction of justice and violations of the Espionage Act. The former president has not been charged and claims the files were declassified. The FBI seizing 11 sets of classified documents, including one set marked Top Secret SCI, a classification reserved for some of the nation's most sensitive intelligence.
They want to know whether any of the material removed from the White House and brought to former President Trump's house has been compromised in any way.
Now, some Republicans are calling on the Justice Department to release more information.
I think releasing the affidavit would help. At least that would confirm that there was justification for this raid.
Before the FBI search details were released, many Republicans slammed the Justice Department and FBI with claims of partisanship and abuse of power.
The FBI raid of President Trump is a complete abuse and overreach of its authority.
Now, increasing anxiety about threats to law enforcement. In Arizona over the weekend, a small group of Trump supporters, some armed, gathered outside the Phoenix FBI office. As we learn more about the Justice Department probe, many Democrats and Republicans are calling for calm and condemning threats or harm to law enforcement. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
In Egypt, a fire ripped through a packed Coptic Orthodox church during morning services in the country's capital Sunday, quickly filling it with thick black smoke and killing 41 worshipers, including at least 15 children. Witnesses say several trapped congregants jumped from the upper floors of the church, tried to escape the intense flames. 16 people were hurt, including 4 policemen involved in the rescue efforts. The cause of the blaze was not immediately known. An initial investigation pointed to possible electrical short circuit.
And tragedy at the Seattle light rail station. Investigators say a woman is dead after falling and becoming trapped between a train and the platform. It's not clear exactly how she got trapped. This happened yesterday afternoon at the Mount Baker Transit stop, and Seattle police are still investigating. A spokesperson says this is a reminder to be careful while waiting on any light rail.
Actress Anne Haight has died 9 days after she was injured in a fiery car crash. She was 53. Her spokeswoman said last night that Haight was peacefully taken off life support. She was on life support after suffering burns and major brain injury when her car crashed into a home. Haight first came to prominence on the NBC soap opera Another World in the late 1980s before becoming a Hollywood star in the late 90s. She was a constant on magazine covers and in big budget films opposite actors including Johnny Depp and Harrison Ford.
And time now, 4:37 and 75 degrees for now.
Up next, Houston Astros doing what they can to help the community of Uvalde heal through baseball. Details coming up.
And a quick look at the roads out there with TransSky, looking at I-10 and Callahan East. Things looking okay there, but the roads are slick.
And we've got a big accident right now that's not affecting the main lanes, 35 AT&T Center Parkway. We are looking more into that, but it does involve an 18-wheeler. Southbound lanes of the access road could be affected, especially with emergency vehicles. You're outside with live cam. There's rain in the area, and that is a great thing.
Camping with KSAT, powered by Davis Law Firm.
At this rate, Mike McCarthy may not make it out of the preseason as head coach of the Cowboys. His team at best looked undisciplined in their preseason opener against the Broncos in Denver. 17 penalties, leading the league in yellow flags in their first week of exhibition season, picking up where they left off last year, leading the league in penalties. The average, by the way, was 6.5 penalties per team per game this past weekend, so you just see how bad the Cowboys were against the Broncos. Tyler Smith had a holding problem in college, and it continues in the pros. The rookie was whistled twice for holding. Most frustrating penalty came on a field goal attempt by the Broncos that was missed. Only give Denver's Brandon McManus a second chance after Kelvin Joseph jumped off sides on special teams. McCarthy downplayed the penalties after the 17-7 loss.
This is really the starting point that you go through every year. So this is preseason. I don't think this has anything to do with last year. I mean, obviously, you guys get to write what you want, but it's a starting point. Yeah, I didn't like the number of penalties. Made it clear. I talked about it at halftime.
It was still just learning. It was the first preseason game. There's a lot going on. There's a lot that we honed in on. Physicality was definitely a big focus for me from the onset. I talked to Tyron, I talked to Zach about it. They said, it's just little idiosyncrasies you got to understand when it comes to like the NFL and like, just, run game and stuff like that. So I'm definitely still learning. We're getting better every day. I'll definitely improve.
Next up in the preseason is the Cowboys at the Chargers. Kickoff Saturday, 9 p.m. at SoFi Stadium. Meanwhile, the Houston Texans scored a win at home when they hosted the Saints in their preseason opener this weekend. Davis Mills did start a quarterback, but no scoring drives. He went for 14. Kyle Allen in COVID protocol, but backup Jeff Driscoll took it the rest of the way. He had 2 touchdown passes on the night, first to Jalen Camp, first half, and then the second. The game winner to Johnny Johnson III as Houston wins 17-13. It's also exciting to see rookie running back Damien Pearson action as he was able to shed a tackle to pick up 20 yards on his first carry. This gives Texans fans some hope they could have a running back and maybe a 1,000-yard rusher for the first time since 2019.
Just our third-team quarterback. Whenever your third-team quarterback can come in and keep running offense. I know early on we weren't moving an awful lot, but he just kept plugging away. I like some of the things that he was able to do. Damien Pearson definitely caught my and everybody's eye that was watching him. And that's what we've seen in training camp also. He's a good football player.
Playing quarterback in this league, there's only one starter. I've been around long enough to where I've had to come off the bench. And that's just part of being a quarterback, is being prepared and ready to go no matter the situation, and coming in and playing well.
Up next, the Texans play the Rams Friday, 9 o'clock at SoFi Stadium.
It means a great deal to our community. We're in the process of healing, and for everybody to come together, this is a big thing.
The Houston Astros welcomed the community of Uvalde to Minute Maid Park yesterday for Uvalde Strong Day. The team bussed 500 people in from Uvalde and distributed an additional 2,500 tickets. They also held a special program prior to the game showing the commitment to help Uvalde heal through baseball. Houston beat the Oakland A's 6-3, and that's a look at morning sports.
And time now, 4:44 and 75 degrees for now. Coming up next, the warning is going out about the dangers of beach umbrellas after a deadly incident in South Carolina. And welcome back. It's 4:47. Safety advocates are warning beachgoers about beach umbrella safety after a South Carolina woman died last week after being struck by an umbrella. ABC's Victor Oquendo has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, an urgent warning about beach umbrella safety.
It takes anywhere from maybe 30 to 45 seconds per umbrella to make it a much safer product.
In South Carolina, a beach umbrella fatally striking 63-year-old Tammy Peralt in the chest. Her husband Mike telling GMA overnight how quickly things turned for the worst.
It was just a regular day with all our beach friends, and then this happened.
Earlier this month, sudden, powerful winds and weather taking dozens of umbrellas into the water.
When the air travels over top of the canopy, it creates a low-pressure vortex. The umbrellas will lift up, and then they become airborne, and then they start blowing down the beach, and then they become projectiles. And this is the most dangerous situation that you could possibly have.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have the expert tips to help you secure your own umbrella and the warning signs to watch out for next time you're at the beach. With your GMA First Look, I'm Victor Oquendo, ABC News, Miami.
We finally got a better look at that incident off 35 near Splashtown, Steph.
That's right. Looking there, this is an 18-wheeler crash. This is a southbound lanes, I believe. And we have a crew on the way.
Southbound frontage road, not on the main lanes, and obviously it's an Amazon truck. We don't have any other details right now. Very hard to see out there, but we've got eyes on the situation, and we're going to talk to Stephen more about this coming up in the next about 12 minutes.
That's right, but for now, let's go ahead and check in with Mike about this glorious rain that we're seeing.
Isn't it beautiful? And that's the thing, even though we did have a little bit of rain yesterday, it usually takes some really hefty downpours. In spots, it may not have been that heavy to wash off all the dirt, the oil, all that stuff. So that's why it's probably kind of slippery out there. So just take it easy, and oh my goodness, nice little downpour over there by SeaWorld. It was so wonderful to see. As I mentioned off the top, we stayed at 88 degrees yesterday, the coolest we've been for a high temperature since all the way back on May 25th. And I was at the grocery store yesterday. I don't know how many people came up. Thanks for the rain. Thanks for the rain. Everybody was just, giddy about this. Rightly so, because it is so beautiful to see. And the roads are definitely wet out there, as we were talking about. Maybe even a couple of lightning strikes there off in the distance. So here's the big picture. And as you can see, the center of this low is right about there, just to the west of Laredo. And obviously the heaviest rain is kind of on the eastern or the right-hand side, if you will, in relation to the direction of travel. So this thing's been pretty much going straight west to east, and it's continuing to tap into all the moisture from the Gulf of Mexico and produce some pretty hefty rains. And the heaviest, obviously, has been down here to the south around Kingsville, Alice, Fremont. Some radar estimates, I'm going to show you this in a second, but, half a foot, close to a foot of rain. And obviously we've got these bands that are kind of rotating around that counterclockwise direction there. So going up 37 and then also on 35 right around Dilley and Pearsall, got a lot of this rain. And then you get into town and we had a couple of, decent showers moving on through Alamo Heights. You saw a little bit back to school day today as well. And we will continue to see more of these showers work their way on into the air. So it's going to be off and on primarily this morning here in and around the metropolitan area. Then it's going to start to taper off. So again, the lion's share of rain has been well down there to the south, right around the center of that. And again, these are radar estimates, not ground measure, but there is some flooding going on. And look at this. Some of the estimates close to a foot, 8 inches. Over there closer to the coast, right around Alice, about 5 inches. Go up further to the north, you've had about 2.5, 3 inches. Obviously not necessarily a drought breaker, but again, farmers down here, this is just, a blessing, basically, is the best way to put it, with all this beautiful rain. Obviously not much in and around town, but we'll take anything, and there's more to come. So we are going to have showers, a couple of thunderstorms throughout the rest of this morning. Make it up through the 80s by noon, and rain is going to still, the better chance, at least here in town, is going to be the first portion of the day. Then it's going to start to taper off, but we'll still have more rain off to the west and to the southwest. Going for a high today of 92 degrees. Here's the computer model, and this handles this thing very, very well. With the center of that low moving along the Rio Grande over into northern Mexico, we'll have some of the outer bands, if you will, kind of being slung in our direction. So we'll continue with some of this rain this morning. Then it will definitely start to taper off as the afternoon rolls on. Maybe a couple of leftovers here and there this afternoon, but again, the majority of it here in town this morning, and then off to the west and southwest, it's going to be pretty much an all-day event. 84 at noon, couple of showers, the majority to the southwest, and then later on today, 92 high temperature with those few leftover showers. This is taking into account all the rain to the west and to the southwest along the Rio Grande. Now, we get into the next couple of days, and one thing that's going to work in our behalf, in our benefit, is the ground being a little more moist, takes more energy to heat up, so it'll be a bit tougher to get into the 100-degree range. We're going to be pushing it midweek, and then another chance for a couple of showers to move on in here by the end of the week.
Wow. What a change. What a nice change. And only 75 right now.
Very nice.
Yeah. It's great. 88 yesterday. It was like, and I mean, just the smell of the rain.
Yeah.
And it was just wonderful.
But I'm like you. As soon as I heard the rain, I started thinking about accidents and problems we were probably going to have this morning, unfortunately. If we play it safe, we're okay. 4:53, about 75 degrees.
And coming up next, Brad Pitt gets another week at the top of the box office with his latest action flick.
About 4 till, we're going to talk to Stephen coming up at the top of the hour. It was another big weekend for Brad Pitt, but not so much for the box office as a whole.
For the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Christopher Watson.
Author Salman Rushdie is said to be off of a ventilator and speaking after a knife attack Friday that left him with what his son on Twitter said were, quote, life-changing injuries. Rushdie's alleged attacker pleaded not guilty Saturday to attempted murder and other charges.
You sure you want to talk this out?
Not particularly, no.
Okay.
It's the second week on top for the Brad Pitt action comedy Bullet Train, earning another $13.1 million. But the bigger news is what the overall box office didn't do. After a summer of high-flying hits like Top Gun Maverick, Thor Love and Thunder, and more, moviegoers apparently spent the weekend at home, resulting in the lowest-grossing box office weekend since February. And with few big-budget debuts on the near horizon, pundits don't expect the drought to end soon. And Oscar-winning actress Jennifer Lawrence is 32 Monday. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Christopher Watson, ABC News.
457, 75 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA, from flooding to drought and high heat. A look at the extreme weather that's causing issues across the country this morning.
Plus, Apple says more ads can soon be coming to your iPhone. Details ahead in your Tech Bites.
And a quick look at the roads with TransGuide, looking there at the accident at I-35 at Splashtown and southbound lanes there. We're going to be checking in with Stephen Cavazos very soon on the details.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
From monsoon rains to extreme heat, millions of people across the nation are on alert for extreme weather.
And we've got some rain in our area again this morning. Some of it could be torrential. Mike will get you updated on that in just a matter of moments. Good morning, everybody. It's Monday, the 15th of August.
Thanks for joining us. Back to school for some kids today, and they'll be dealing with rain possibly.
Right, Mike, and we're hopefully hitting that sweet spot with not too heavy rain. From a tropical system of origin.
Right. It was, getting to be kind of tropical, moved on shore, so it was never named or anything like that. Now, as far as the heavy rain, yes, obviously that was down to the south and still getting plenty of rain down there. 75 out there at the airport right now, and a fair amount of humidity. As you can see, that bottom number, dew points at 73, but at least it's getting squeezed out in the form of some rain. We're only going to be up to 92 yesterday. We only hit 88 yesterday, 92 today, pardon me. 88 was the coolest we've been for a high temperature since all the way back in May 25th. The aquifer went up yesterday, and it should continue to go up. I would hope so, but not a lot has fallen in portions of the recharge zone, and that's going to be the situation today. Mold is on the high side. All right, we saw a picture of the roads out there. Now let's see what radar is doing right now. And as you can see, there is kind of off and on showers that are moving into the area, and this will continue to be the case throughout the rest of the morning. We had a real good one about an hour ago right here in downtown, and now we've got more of this rain, which is sliding on in here. And as you can see, everything is moving from southeast up to sort of the northwest and a little bit closer in. Yeah, pretty much just assume every road is wet out there. Some leftover dampness from yesterday, and then we've had off and on showers in the overnight hours, and more of this primarily on the light side, but we still have more of this coming off here to the southeast, a little bit of moderate rain, and then of course the heaviest stuff is down here well to the south around Cotulla, Dilley, Pearsall. This is going to continue to work its way to the west, and so all there along the Rio Grande, that's where the heaviest rain is going to be today. And the center of circulation of this is just to the kind of the west of Laredo. Again, that made land right about Corpus Christi, just south of there yesterday morning at this time. And we're on the rainy side of it, the right-hand side in relation to the direction of travel, which is why we're getting these bands of rain kind of sweeping on through here. And that's going to be the situation primarily this morning, showers and storms. Then later on today, more rain west and southwest. It'll start to taper off here in town. Still got a chance of it. And then Hill Country, unfortunately, I think y'all are going to be missing out. And then more sunshine midweek. We're going to be in the upper 90s, although now that the ground's wet, it's going to be in our favor as far as not hitting 100. It's going to be a close call midweek. And then a couple of more showers are going to start to crop up by later on in the week. We'll talk about that and take a look ahead to the weekend in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, good morning, Stephen. Wet roads, hopefully not too many big problems out there.
Well, first, I like that advice. It's good to assume that anywhere you go, you are going to encounter those wet roads out there. So just drive carefully. Give yourself plenty of time. Unfortunately, we do have our first incident to report this morning. That 18-wheeler crash that we talked about a little bit earlier was reported here off I-35. We know that this is in the southbound lanes, not far from AT&T Center Parkway. And this isn't necessarily a great shot from TransGuide, but what we can tell you is that this is actually off in the parking lot and not impacting traffic at all. So that's the good news. And we're going to talk to Katrina Weber in just a moment. But right now, let's get a quick look at the commute around town, because you can see, based on what we're seeing on these TransGuide cameras, the roads are still pretty quiet. But again, give yourself that time before you get out on the roads this morning. Take it slow. That's always the best way to go. All right, let's take you back to the map, because the map's not really showing anything major out there. But as we bring you in, we do have that crash that we're going to continue to keep a close eye on here off I-35. We pinpointed that in the southbound lanes, not far from AT&T Center Parkway. And as I mentioned, Katrina Weber is live there now with a much better view. Katrina, what do we know right now?
Well, good morning. As you said, no impact to traffic on the highway or on the access road at this point, but quite a sight to see here. This truck just torn apart. According to police, this is weather related. The truck driver apparently hydroplaned while driving south on I-35 here near AT&T Center Parkway, came off the highway through the guardrail and then right into what is Grady's restaurant, because police say not a whole lot of damage, believe it or not, to the restaurant itself, just the front part there, which is sort of an outdoor patio, they believe, but the truck just torn apart like a sardine can. Now, the biggest impact, we can see the driver there walking around. He is fine. I talked to him a little while ago. He was not hurt at all. But the biggest impact to this may be to the people waiting on all these packages. Unfortunately, we see that familiar smile on some of those packages, meaning that, yeah, this is Amazon apparently delivering packages. So if you're waiting on one, we're not sure where this truck was headed, but it's possible it may be delayed. We don't know just yet, but it does appear to be an Amazon truck involved in this. Again, the driver not hurt at all, just the damage to the truck. And we do have a King Kong wrecker here just sort of on standby. We don't know if they're going to have to offload those packages before he can actually pull that truck out of the restaurant. But again, no impact to traffic at this point. However, at some point later on, we would believe that TxDOT is going to have to come out to repair that guardrail. Reporting live on the northeast side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Katrina, thank you for the update. It has been 3 months since 19 children and 2 teachers were killed at Robb Elementary School, and the question surrounding Pete Arredondo's position as Uvalde CISD police chief is still very much up in the air. Today, school board members will consult an attorney about his termination hearing. As according to the board's agenda for today's regular school board meeting, the attorney consultation will happen in a closed session. Arredondo was placed on leave by the district nearly 1 month after the Uvalde school massacre.
Meanwhile, the community continues to remember those who were lost. One of the families we visited with is with Annabelle Rodriguez's family. Monica Gallegas, Annabelle's mom, says she had the biggest heart and that she would always help her twin sister Angelie with her homework. She also says Annabelle loved being an aunt, always dancing with her younger nephew. Now, Gallegos says Annabelle was so excited to meet her newest nephew. He was born on Monday, May 23rd. Unfortunately, she never got the chance.
I was just like so heartbroken that my daughter didn't get to meet him. She was so excited to meet him, and she didn't get to meet him.
And they tell us that Annabelle's favorite color was baby blue, and her nephew was born with blue eyes. It's a trait her family says is unique in their family.
Now to the extreme weather hitting parts of the country. Some experts say it's only a matter of time before a mega flood hits California, displacing millions of people.
It all comes as the West Coast gets hit with extreme heat and monsoon rains. ABC's Rihanna Nally has the details.
This morning, millions of people are on alert for extreme weather, from monsoon rains to extreme heat. Triple-digit temperatures today are expected in Kansas, Texas, Arizona, and California. California's Central Valley region is expected to hit 105 or more this week, prompting an excessive heat watch for more than 7 million people. Meanwhile, 9 million Americans are under flash flood warnings as the Southwest braces for more monsoon rains. Over the weekend, flash flooding closed down roads and forced evacuations in Utah. Back in California, mudslides and flooding forced road closures in San Bernardino County. It comes as experts say the chances of a so-called mega flood hitting California have doubled. A new study shows that climate change is increasing the likelihood of a cataclysmic flood hitting in the next 50 years. The flood could turn California's lowlands into an inland sea, putting parts of cities such as Sacramento, Fresno, and Los Angeles underwater. Rihanna Nally, ABC News, New York.
509, about 74 degrees.
And still ahead, why Apple may soon bring more ads to your iPhone.
And next, how a local organization is leading the way when it comes to bridging the gap between those who have access to digital technology and those who do not.
And a quick look outside with live cam. You can see those wet roadways still there. We're going to check in with Mike to see if we can expect any more rain today. We'll be right back.
Just about 5:13. Welcome back on your Monday morning. The digital divide is a gap between those who have access to digital technology and those who don't. It's been a problem in and around San Antonio, which was made even more apparent during the pandemic.
And this weekend on Leading SA, the executive director of SA Digital Connects joined us to talk about the problem.
SA Digital Connects is a private-public partnership, and its aim is to close the digital divide for our local families. The executive director joined us. We talked about a lot. We talked about what the problem looks like in and around our community. We talked about solutions, trying to fix these problems. We talked about what comes next. Here's a bit of our conversation.
20% of residents in San Antonio and Bexar County face barriers accessing the internet. And that could be for a couple of reasons. First off, maybe they don't have access to infrastructure. You know, if they're kind of in the unincorporated areas of Bexar County, even if they wanted to connect to fiber infrastructure, they can't. A second really big problem is affordability.
You can listen to our full discussion right now. Just head to the Leading SA section of KSAT.com. We have a Leading SA every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. So guys, we'll see you next Sunday. Back to you.
And time now, 5:14 and 74 degrees for now.
Still ahead, details on YouTube's plans to launch a channel store for streaming services.
Plus, DoorDash is expanding its delivery services to your Facebook marketplace.
So we need something super distinct.
Dad's work. Meet daughter's playtime.
Wait till you hear this.
Thankfully, Metaportal helps reduce background noise.
Zero lace model.
Adjusts to low light.
No, it seems far out.
And pans and zooms to keep you in frame.
Take a look at this.
So the whole team stays on track.
Okay, let's get some feedback. I'm impressed. Great.
Metaportal, the smart video calling device that makes work from home work for you.
Fur, you won't faze me. Unlike Zyrtec, Allegra won't make me drowsy.
Allegra starts working 2 times faster than Claritin. So take Allegra before allergy symptoms take over you. And new Allegra Hives works to relieve itching and reduce hives for 24 hours.
Dawn is flipping the way America does dishes. Dawn Platinum Easy Squeeze. It's an upside-down bottle with no cap. Just grab, squeeze, and Platinum's formula breaks down grease faster. Tackle grease wherever it shows up. No flip, no mess. Dawn Easy Squeeze.
In today's Tech Bites, your iPhone could soon come with a new addition, more ads. Bloomberg is reporting that Apple plans to add more ads to the apps that come pre-installed on iPhones and iPads. The tech giant reportedly recently tested ads in Apple Maps and could add them to podcasts and books. YouTube is reportedly planning to launch an online store as early as this fall, where users can subscribe to a variety of streaming services. More companies are now open to the idea of bundling. The Wall Street Journal says YouTube is currently in talks with a number of potential partners. And DoorDash appears to be expanding. Reports say the service is joining with Facebook to deliver marketplace items. The range would reportedly be up to 15 miles, and the items will be limited to those small enough to fit in a car trunk. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Time check 5:18.
Time to check in with Stephen Cavazos.
Hey, good morning, Mark and Steph. Well, we are still keeping a close eye here at 35 at Splashtown. Very dark shot from TransGuide, but let's go ahead and get a wider look. All right, bringing the camera in, you can see that we still have those flashing lights out there, and that's actually because we have an 18-wheeler crash that was reported in the area. And I'm going to step out so we can give our viewers a quick look at what is taking place out there. Now, Katrina Weber was live there, and she mentioned to us the good news is that no injuries were reported. However, this truck was torn apart, as we saw a little bit earlier, and it was actually carrying what looked like some of those Amazon packages. Now, the good news is we saw a King Kong wrecker that was on standby, but of course, unclear how long it's going to take before we see this cleared up. Again, this is in the parking lot of the southbound lanes off of I-35, so we'll watch it closely. But let's go ahead and take you to the map, because it does look like we have a few crashes that may have popped up that we're going to have to keep a close eye on. But that particular incident right here in the southbound lanes, not far from AT&T Center Parkway, we'll have more updates throughout the morning. But make sure you also plan your commute ahead of time. Although we are still seeing some of these wet roads, work will still take place here off Loop 410 on the west side of San Antonio. Barrier work that started actually on Saturday and should be wrapping up this coming Saturday on August 20th. It will take place from 7 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon, so a very busy time. Make sure to watch out for those crews, because you can expect a full closure of the northbound entrance ramp from Marbach Road. But of course, that information along with other construction zones posted on our website. Grab those phones. You can scan this QR code. It's on the screen right now, and I just updated the list of closures taking place in and around our area. So very helpful, especially on a day like today. And Mike, you've been mentioning that it's good to assume that these roads are going to be wet.
Yeah, all around the metropolitan area. And case in point, take a look at this. This is a live cam over there by the airport right now. And yeah, the roads are wet, and actually not right now, but a couple of shots you can almost see cars kicking up some rooster tails there. So there have been some decent downpours around the area already this morning, and we will continue to see that. Now, the only folks that really aren't getting anything as far as rain is up here in portions of the hill country, although there are a couple of sprinkles there in and around Kerrville as of right now. But obviously, the vast majority of the rain is down here to the south. Some of the estimates just to the west of Corpus Christi and around Kingsville, anywhere from half a foot to almost a foot of rain. The center of circulation is just right here around Laredo, and that's been traveling almost straight east to west. It made land right around Corpus Christi yesterday about this time, and will continue moving off into the mountains of Mexico and take this rain with it. So all of this heavy stuff will continue then to kind of work its way from being southern half of the area and transitioning over toward the kind of southwestern portion of our area. We've got more of these showers, which are going to be moving on in right around, say, Pearsall, Crystal City. You've seen a lot of this rain, and then here around Atascosa County, and then even going up in toward, say, New Braunfels, you're getting some of this decent rain as well, and a couple of these showers in portions of the hill country. And then, like we were talking about here in town, where we've had the showers off and on throughout the morning hours, and we'll continue to see some of this rain. So it is just going to be a slow going for the morning commute. There's even seen a couple of lightning strikes, nothing really showing up in this picture as of right now, but don't be surprised if there are a couple of flashes of lightning out there. So we're going to stay pretty much mid-70s this morning with a few of those showers, even a couple of thunderstorms. Obviously, the heaviest rain south and then southwest as the day rolls on. We will continue up through the 80s, 84 at noon, and better rain chances this morning. Then they're going to start to lessen. That's here in the metropolitan area as the afternoon rolls on, as all that kind of shifts off there to the west. We'll still have a couple scattered about here and there, but again, the majority are going to be of the rain will definitely be off to the west. 92 for high temperatures, so we'll still be 5 degrees below the normal high yesterday. Once again, love talking about this, only 88 degrees, coolest since way back on May 25th. And here's the showers this morning, again, primarily to the west. That low continues to work its way off to the west over toward the Rio Grande and northern Mexico, and that takes more of the rain with it. We'll continue to see maybe a couple of showers, stragglers in behind it in the afternoon hours, and that's pretty much going to be it. A little bit of sunshine, and then we'll start to heat up mid part of the week. It may be tough going with some of the wet ground to hit 100 this week, and then some more rain chances later on. First of all, today, 84 at noon, showers and a few thunderstorms, the majority to the west and to the southwest today, 92 high temperature. Tomorrow, kind of taking rain out of the picture. A straggling shower well off to the west is possible, but we'll see a lot more sunshine Wednesday, Thursday as well. And then our next chance for some rain moves in here. There is a front which is sliding down. It's going to be lying across the northern portion of the state. It's really not going to have that much impact on our temperatures, but it will kind of agitate things. So that's why that chance of rain late Thursday, Friday.
I'm loving the rain. Yeah. We just got to get through this morning commute, folks. Yep. 523, about 74 degrees.
And coming up next in your morning spotlight, Universal Pictures announces Kung Fu Panda 4, and a metal band teams up with Oslo's Munch Museum.
526, Kung Fu Panda gets another sequel, and a metal band teams up with a renowned artist.
Here's CNN's Rick Damagella with today's Hollywood Minute.
You don't even know Kung Fu.
Then you will teach us.
More Kung Fu Panda is on the way. Universal Pictures announced that a fourth film in the hit animated franchise is in the works. Fans will get another helping of Po when Kung Fu Panda is expected to hit theaters in 2024.
You new to the city or just to the neighborhood?
What makes you think I'm new to the neighborhood?
You running to or away from someone?
Sparks fly between a saxophone player and a singer in Learn to Swim, but emotional baggage threatens their happy ending. The new romance arrives on Netflix and in select theaters today.
I suggest that people let this experience open
adore in their soul.
Metal meets art in a new way. Norwegian rock band Satyricon dropped a surprise album to run alongside an exhibition at the Munch Museum in Oslo. The instrumental piece was inspired by paintings and graphics from legendary artist Edvard Munch and is now available digitally. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Right now, 527, about 74 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA, many supporters of former President Trump continue to speak out against the FBI's raid of his Mar-a-Lago home.
Plus, some people on a stroll at a Northside San Antonio park come across an unexpected visitor.
And ahead on GMSA at 6, police in Castle Hills are still trying to find a man they say crashed his SUV into a wall and then took off. We're going to tell you more about it.
We've been talking a lot about getting children emotionally ready as the school year starts, but what about parents? Good morning, I'm Sarah Acosta. Coming up on GMSA, ways parents can stay mentally healthy for the start of the school year.
As violent rhetoric aimed at the FBI grows, so do bipartisan calls for calm. Why some Trump supporters are lashing out at the agency for the Mar-a-Lago search.
And taking a look outside with live cam, you're just getting up now. Yes, we have more rain on the way. Very good news out there.
That's the good news. There's bad news on the roads, and we're going to talk to Stephen about that in just a moment. Good morning, everybody. It's Monday, the 15th of August.
Thanks for joining us, and it's back to school for some of the kiddos out there. So, they will have the rain to deal with, but let's go ahead and check in with Mike about that.
A couple of words we haven't used in a long time. Rain jacket, umbrella, things like that. Yeah, they're probably stuffed in the back of the closet somewhere, but drag them out because, yes, you will need it this morning, and maybe not by the afternoon, but one of those rain jackets, hopefully you can kind of wad up and stuff in a backpack by later on. As you can see, the road is definitely wet out there by the airport. We've got temperatures in the mid-70s right now. A lot of humidity, but at least that humidity is getting squeezed out in the form of rain. Wind out of the southeast at 10 miles per hour. And speaking of rain, yep, we've had a few showers off and on this morning, and have been saying all along, and Stephen's been talking about, just assume all of the roads are wet this morning. We have had, even if it's not raining where you are right now, we've had showers that have continued from southeast up to the northwest throughout the course of the morning. And even not only here in town, up around New Braunfels, in portions of the hill country, there by Canyon Lake, heading out to 10 in towards Seguin. And then further on down to the south, that's where the brunt of all the rain is and where the heaviest has been, just to the west of Corpus Christi as that low moved on in. You can see even there have been a couple of lightning strikes thrown in as well with this. The center of the low is off there to the west of Laredo, and it's going to continue to work its way off to northern Mexico. And so it's going to take all of this and just kind of shift it off to the west as the day rolls on. So our rain chances will continue. They're going to be pretty good this morning. 40%, 50% chance here in town, obviously heavier off there to the southwest. And then this will kind of work its way out to the west and taper off as the afternoon rolls on. Maybe a little bit of a leftover, but as far as rain jacket and umbrella, it's definitely needed this morning. Mold's on the high side. The updated count's going to be coming out later on. 84 at noon today, 92 for a high temperature. Again, the majority of the rain this afternoon is going to be further off to the south and west, and that'll be the situation going into tonight. But another well below normal day. 88 yesterday, 92 today. We are going to be heating up midweek. Details on that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic authorities, Stephen, got your hands full already, don't you?
Yep, took the words right out of my mouth, Mike. Let's get a look here. Loop 410 at Loop 13. This is a different crash that we are reporting. Let's go ahead and get a wider look from TransGuide because it's not looking good. I'm going to step out so we can actually get a view of the scene that's taking place at this hour. First responders on the scene of a possible rollover crash reported not far from from W.W. White. You can see that we do have several first responders out there right now. And what we can see from this shot at TransGuide, it does look like a lot of the activity is taking place in the grass there, but still pretty dark out. And if you encounter a situation like this, it's best just to avoid it, or if you have to drive through it, make sure to watch out for those first responders. Several lanes also appear to be blocked, but it does look like traffic is moving through there pretty easily, and we're not spotting a big buildup just yet. Now we take you back to the map because that's where we're seeing it, not far from WW White. We'll get it pinpointed, but it does look like another crash may have popped up near the airport right here along 410, not far from 281. But one of the bigger crashes that we've been tracking throughout the morning is actually going to be right along I-35 southbound, and not actually on the frontage road or the actual highway. This is actually off in the parking lot. It's an 18-wheeler crash, and what looked like it was carrying Amazon packages. Katrina Weber's been live there throughout the morning. Katrina, has there been any progress in the cleanup?
No movement that we've seen here so far. Now, another Amazon vehicle did arrive. It's on the back side of this truck, but we haven't seen any activity in terms of offloading the packages from this truck. But let me show you what's going on here. This Amazon, appears to be Amazon 18-wheeler just ripped open like a sardine can after it hit a tree. According to police, that truck hydroplaned while it was heading south on I-35 here near AT&T Center Parkway. It went through the guardrail and then ended up right here crashing into the front of Grady's restaurant. We were able to get a look at the other side of the restaurant. According to police, not a whole lot of damage to the building, just to what looks like a patio area. And the driver was not hurt. He actually walked away from this. I was able to talk to him. He says he's fine. But a lot of packages out here spilled on the ground. We could see that familiar smile, that Amazon smile all over those packages. So we're not sure of the status of the delivery here. But for right now, those packages sit in a pile in what is left of this tractor trailer. And again, we did see some other workers with Amazon arrive, but so far no one making any effort to clean up this just yet. And we do have a King Kong wrecker that has been on standby for the better part of an hour right now, just sort of hanging out here, I guess apparently waiting for instruction. Reporting live on the northeast side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Katrina, thank you. Two more school districts are heading back to class today, East Central ISD and Alamo Heights ISD.
And following many tragedies that have hit close to home, some parents are dealing with helping their child better understand the world around them. So how can parents prepare for that discussion?
Sarah Costa spoke with a mental health expert about how the mental health of parents is just as important as the child's. Tell us more, Sarah.
Good morning, Mark and Stephanie. So you know when a plane takes off or right before it takes off, a flight attendant will announce in case of an emergency, parents, put your oxygen mask on before you put your child's oxygen mask on. It's the same thing when it comes to mental health for parents. So the CEO of the Mobile Mental Wellness Collaborative, Tally Dolge, says parents' mental health needs to be stable before they can help their child.
Put your oxygen mask on first. You have to be taking care of yourself in order to take care of your children. So this means self-care. This means getting help yourself, talking to a therapist, going and talking to friends, exercising, doing what's important right now to take care of yourself in order to be there for your kids. You will never be able to be there for somebody else fully, unfortunately, unless you're able to take care of yourself.
So some ways you can make sure you are mentally taking care of yourself is by making time for therapy, carving out time to talk with friends, especially face-to-face social interactions, and making exercise a priority will all help you with your mental health. If you take care of yourself, you can be the best version for your child. Now, while there are difficult situations that happen on a daily basis, if you have that self-care, it can provide an open and safe place for you and your child to make sense of those difficult situations together. If you head to KSAT.com right now, you'll find an extensive list of mental health tools that can help prepare your child and also parents. And hey, coming up at 6:30 a.m., we're going to be live for GMSA with East Central ISD at Legacy Middle School, talking to parents, students, and the principal there as they get ready for the first day of school. Live from the southeast side, I'm Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News. Mark and Stephanie.
Thank you, Sarah. Lawmakers from both parties calling for calm. That says some Donald Trump supporters are expressing anger about that FBI search at the former president's Mar-a-Lago residence.
As CNN's Amy Kiley reports, some of the rhetoric aimed at the FBI has been violent.
Let's support law enforcement. Let's stand with them.
The calls for calm are growing as some Donald Trump supporters lash out at the FBI.
Even if you say defund the FBI, there's a violent fringe that will say, I want to take action.
Some people are angry agents searched the former president's Mar-a-Lago home.
The FBI is simply carrying out their responsibilities under the law, a lawful search warrant that a magistrate signed off on.
Officials say most Trump supporters aren't violent, but a Homeland Security bulletin says more are threatening federal officials. A few have talked of bombing the FBI headquarters or starting civil war.
Do you want to walk home to your family and your spouse and say, look over your shoulder when you go to the grocery store and ensure that you don't answer the door?
Some of these demonstrators wore tactical gear and carried guns while peacefully rallying outside the FBI office in Phoenix last weekend. Last Thursday, a gunman tried to breach the FBI's Cincinnati office. He was killed after an hours-long standoff. Later, the gunman's neighbors were evacuated while investigators searched his home.
Grab your stuff. We're going to shut the whole thing.
But the calls for calm don't mean the end of criticism of the FBI search.
We don't have conclusive as to whether or not this actually is classified material and whether or not it rises to the level of the highest classified material.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Well, a fight between coaches at a youth football game up in North Texas led to a fatal shooting this weekend. Lancaster police issued a warrant for the arrest of Yaqub Talib. He's the brother of Super Bowl champ Aqib Talib, who played for 5 teams over the course of 11 years in the NFL. The shooting happened at a Lancaster community park about 17 miles south of Dallas. Authorities have not released the name of the victim.
Billionaire Mark Cuban is being sued for his promotion of a cryptocurrency firm that filed for bankruptcy last month. In a lawsuit filed in Florida, Cuban is being accused of misleading investors and promoting Voyager Digital. The lawsuit also names Voyager CEO Steven Elric and the NBA's Dallas Mavericks as defendants. Voyager Digital was named the Mark Cuban-owned Dallas Mavericks as its official crypto brokerage last October in a 5-year deal. The Dallas Mavericks owner told the public last year that Voyager was, quote, as close to risk-free as you're going to get in the crypto universe, end quote. Instead, the company folded, resulting in $5 billion in losses to its investors.
$5 billion. 451, about 74 degrees.
Still ahead, why Johnson & Johnson is stopping production around the world of a product that has been made for decades.
Next, the park on San Antonio's north side gets a visit from a rare and, shall we say, unexpected visitor.
And taking a look outside with live cam. Beautiful rain out there. 74 degrees right now. Not too bad in the temperatures, but you may want to watch out on the roadways for those slick roads. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. Just about 5:45 at Northside Park got an unexpected visitor.
It was a 50-pound African spur tortoise, and officials with Animal Care Services say that the tortoise, Walter O'Hare, was found by Good Samaritans who were out on a stroll near Phil Hardberger Park. Now, ACS says these kind of tortoises are not native to San Antonio, so they believe it may be someone's pet that wandered off or was let loose. Walter now resides at the Wildlife Rescue and Rehabilitation Incorporated, northwest of the Canyon Lake area. According to Texas Parks and Wildlife, the only tortoise that is native to Texas is the Texas tortoise. It is the smallest of the North American tortoises, and it can live as long as 60 years.
So as soon as I saw this story yesterday, my hunch was that somebody dumped the poor guy there.
Oh, I hope. Well, I'm going to say I hope he got away, but I hope he wasn't dumped. Large turtle.
Yeah, he's in good hands up there in Candelia now. Right now, 5:45, 74 degrees.
And coming up next, why Johnson & Johnson has decided to stop selling its talcum-based powder around the world. And welcome back. It's 5:48 in your morning consumer headlines. Johnson & Johnson is planning to stop selling talc-based powder around the world starting next year. Now, the company says it will update its formula so the powder is made with cornstarch instead. Johnson & Johnson has maintained its product is safe, but it has also been at the center of lawsuits for years. Thousands of women who got ovarian cancer after using the regular talcum powder have sued the company. Johnson & Johnson's talc-based powder hasn't been sold in the U.S. or Canada since 2020.
Workers at Trader Joe's in Minneapolis have voted to unionize. The store becomes the second in the company's supermarket chain of 500 to do so, following the lead of a Massachusetts store last month. Workers there will join Trader Joe's United, the same independent union chosen by the Massachusetts employees. The companies say it will begin discussions with union reps on a collective bargaining contract. Some workers are unhappy with pay and benefits.
And time now is 5:49. Let's go ahead and check back with Stephen Cavazos.
All right, let's get a look at the roadways right now because we've been keeping our eye on a few incidents. US 90 at Couples is not really a problem spot, but a busy spot. 281. All right, let's get a wider look because you can actually see that we still have the roads that are still wet out there, and a lot of these TransGuide cameras capturing exactly what Mike's been talking about. But some of these incidents, for instance, there at Loop 410, we do have a crash that was reported. Another one. This is new. 281 at Hildebrand. You got to watch out this morning, guys. Although we needed that rain, our roads are wet, so we have to make sure we give ourselves plenty of time before we get the kiddos to school or we have to head to work or get our errands done early this morning. A lot of these TransGuide cameras, though, show the commute is already picking up. All right, let's take you to some of those incidents here on the map. The first one we mentioned off I-35 northbound near Dietrich Road. This is where we saw it on that TransGuide camera, and you can see the buildup as we are already starting to get closer to the 6 a.m. hour in the northbound lanes of 35. So just watch for that. And we are still watching actually this crash that popped up here off Loop 410 southbound, not far from Wetmore Road. It has been a pretty busy morning. As we give you a wide look at the map, you can see that we have some slowdowns already starting to build along 281. It looks like the northbound lanes where we saw that activity taking place. So it has been a pretty busy morning out on the roadways, but of course we are going to watch things closely. We also have Katrina Weber. She's live at another crash that was reported, but thankfully it's not on any of these main roadways. We're going to keep a close eye on things, but for now, Mike Osterhage, it's been a busy morning.
Yeah, it's wonderful to see this rain. Everybody is just, probably smiling with all this. And look at that, actually some puddles right there at the end of the driveway, right there along the curb. Beautiful rain falling, and there is more where that came from. This is a look over there, live cam over by the airport, and you can see the road is definitely on the shiny side, and some of those TransGuide cameras also kicking up pretty good spray, even a couple of rooster tails out there. So this is what it looks like on radar as of right now, and the majority of the rain obviously is down to the south and to the southwest. The low center, the low that moved in from the Gulf of Mexico yesterday, is just to the west of Laredo. And despite that, though, even further up to the north, we've got a couple of decent showers here in and around Luling, and that's a little bit of rain around Seguin, moving in toward New Braunfels. A few more of these showers around Schertz. Obviously, here in town, we've got some of these light showers that are going to continue to kind of work their way across the area. So rain jacket's a pretty good idea, obviously, this morning. But like we were talking about, the heaviest rain is definitely down to the south, and we will continue to see all of this sort of work its way as the low continues to work off into northern Mexico. It's going to take all this rain with it. So we'll sort of be on the kind of the straggling, the trailing side of it later on this afternoon. Better rain chances obviously around here this morning, and we'll make it up into the low 80s by late morning. Only 84 at noon, as opposed to every other noontime temperature being up in the low 90s, it seems like forever. And then we'll make it up to 92 degrees today at 4 o'clock, and rain chances will continue to diminish as the afternoon rolls on. So here's the computer model, which does a pretty good job of depicting that, where the low continues to work its way off to the west, takes most of the rain with it. We'll maybe see a couple of leftover showers then later on this afternoon, but even a little bit of clearing can't be ruled out, especially further off to the east. And as far as how much rain potential, perhaps a quarter of an inch throughout the rest of today. Heavier amounts further to the south, and then another 3 inches. And this is on top of anywhere about a half a foot of rain, especially that's fallen a little bit closer toward Corpus Christi, or even more than that has fallen. Jumping ahead to the future very quickly, notice how we've got some more rain chances. This is kind of broad brush coming in here Thursday. Notice how this is dropping down from the north. There is somewhat of a front. Now, it's not going to come blasting on through here, but that's going to lie in the area, and that's going to give us another chance of rain coming in here by Thursday as well as Friday. 84 at noon, showers, and most of the rain is going to be south and to the southwest, and then continue the heaviest rain working its way off in toward the Rio Grande. 92 for an afternoon high temperature today, with the rain continuing to diminish from east to west. Then tomorrow it's going to heat back up. 97 normal high temperature. We're going to be flirting with 100, although now that the ground is moist, it's going to be a little bit tougher to hit triple digits this week. And that next rain chance comes in here by Friday or Thursday and Friday, late Thursday and Friday.
Here we are mid-August, and what a blessing to see such a change.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, everybody, like I was saying earlier at the grocery store yesterday, people were going, thanks for the rain, thanks for the rain.
Right?
Just take the credit.
I wish.
Yeah.
Did you get free groceries out of that?
No.
No? Okay.
Not this time.
Just checking.
But, I mean, people smiling about the rain, that's great news. You know?
It is.
Understood.
That's worth it.
Understood. Yeah, it's better than a grimace any day, isn't it, Mike?
Yep.
554, about 74 degrees.
Let's look at your winning lotto numbers. We have pick 3, 7, 3, 5, Fireball 1, Daily 4, 5, 7, 6, 0, Fireball 8.
Cash 5 numbers 1, 5, 9, 24, 35. Lotto Texas 18, 22, 24, 25, 34, and 46. Powerball numbers, folks, grab those numbers 19, 24, 35, 43, 62. Powerball 2, Power Play barely fits on there. It was 10. Ahead in the next hour, GMSA, a shooting investigation is underway after 2 women show up at the hospital with gunshot wounds. We'll tell you everything we know so far. And the families of the Robb Elementary School shooting victims get a special tribute at yesterday's Astros game over in Houston. We'll have more on that. TransGuide this morning, there is still rain in the area this morning, and you can do the math. It's led to some problems on the road. Stephen is tracking several accidents.
And cleanup is underway this morning following a fire on the city's south side. We're going to tell you if anyone was hurt.
Water restrictions still in place despite the recent rainfall. Now SAWS is handing out citations. We'll tell you what you need to know.
And taking a look outside with live cam. Yes, we got rain. It was wonderful. But now look out on those roadways.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning, rise and shine. It is Monday, August 15th.
Thanks for joining us. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. And you know, the rain was kind of nice, and also the temperatures being a little cooler was nice as well.
74 degrees. So it's kind of a good news, bad news proposition this morning in the weather and traffic department. Stephen will fill you in just a moment.
Yeah, I mean, we're not used to really driving in wet weather, wet roads. We haven't had wet roads in the morning in forever, it seems like. And then yesterday, I know Justin Horn had talked about he was driving around and said, boy, it is slippery out there. Yeah. Now, we've been seeing more showers throughout the course of the morning, so a lot of the oils and dirt have been washed off, so that hopefully that'll help out. But still, yeah, obviously want to take it easy. And case in point, yeah, it is definitely wet out there, and a lot of spray getting kicked up. There's enough rain to get that going. A couple of rooster tails as well. And here's the big picture, and you can see this rotation right there. That's the low. That's the one that was forming in the Gulf of Mexico, moved on shore right around Corpus Christi yesterday morning and is continuing its westward progress. So it'll take everything and push it off into the Rio Grande area as well as northern Mexico throughout the day. So this will eventually come to an end. But as you can see, we still have some decent showers, a lot of moderate and even a couple of heavier downpours here and there. And on the northeast side of Bexar County, some of these moderate showers just to the north of New Braunfels. And again, most every road, well, case in point, it is raining just about everywhere as far as San Antonio proper and within the 1604 loop, and it has been raining overnight. So all the roads are damp this morning. 74 in town, 73 Bulverde, and low 70s parts of the hill country. We are 1 degree below normal right now. Molds on the high side. The updated count's going to be coming out later on this morning. And temperatures throughout the rest of the morning will stay right around mid 70s with a few of those showers. The heavier rain is going to be to the south and to the southwest, and that's going to be the situation throughout the day. 84 at noon, and then a high temperature today of only 92. Yesterday we topped off at 88, kept those clouds nice and thick all day long and some of the rain, and that was the coolest high temperature since way back on May 25th. This will be 5 degrees below normal. A little bit of sunshine, especially off to the east. Now the nice thing is, even though we're going to be heating up the next couple of days, we going to have some more moisture in the ground, which is going to make it a little bit tougher to hit triple digits. So don't have any triple digits in the 7-day forecast, and actually another small rain chance down the road. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority got some problems out there, right?
Yeah, you know, we needed that rain, Mike. Unfortunately, it's led to some issues out on the roadways. Typically, that's expected, but we want you to always be prepared of what you can see out there, because this is another one. 281 at Hildebrand. This is the shot that we showed you as we went to commercial break. This is one of those areas where we have that curve out there, and that's what makes it tricky to drive through, especially if you're not taking it slow out on the roads this morning. And you can see in those southbound lanes of US 281, 281, traffic's already picking up. So give yourself that time, drive safe. Mike has been mentioning that it is safe to assume that the roads are going to be wet this morning wherever you are. So that's not a bad way to go. Just take it slow. We're going to have to find more information out about this particular incident that's taking place, but not looking good. All right, but we're going to get back to that in just a moment, because one of the issues we're tracking is also here off I-35 southbound at Olympia Parkway, not far from Live Oak. You can see traffic is moving pretty slow at that area, and right now it's unclear why we're seeing it, but it just went down to at least 9 miles per hour. In I-35, gosh, those southbound lanes are heavily traveled each and every morning, so prepare for that slowdown. And also, we're still tracking this crash not too far from, actually a little bit further down, pardon me, off Loop 410 in the northbound lanes at Dietrich Road, where we were seeing a buildup in the northbound lanes as it was approaching I-35. Looks like that's improving. Now, that crash that we just showed you there on TransGuide, a little bit further over here off US 281 northbound at Hildebrand Avenue. And you can see the buildup already starting to stretch there. Quick solution before we get to Katrina Weber, because it's still early to exit Broadway. Continue a little bit further, and what you can do is turn left at Bassey Road and avoid that mess that we're seeing out there. But again, this is in the northbound lanes of 281. Wider look at the map does show that we do have a little bit of activity out there right now. When one of the bigger incidents we tracked earlier this morning is an 18-wheeler crash that was actually off of the highway. Katrina Weber is live there for us now, where the cleanup is still underway. Katrina.
Well, good morning. We seem to be in a holding pattern right now. Not a whole lot of cleanup going on, but definitely quite a mess. Take a look at this truck. It peeled open like a sardine can after it came off the highway. According to police, the driver hit some water, slipped right off the highway through the guardrail, hit a tree, and then right into the front of Grady's Barbecue. This truck was peeled wide open, but the driver is okay. He's up and walking around, talking to everyone. He is fine. The restaurant also is fine for the most part, according to police. Not a lot of damage to the building, but the big problem here is all these packages, Amazon packages, that are spilled out onto the parking lot, also in disarray inside what's left of the trailer. Now, we did speak to the tow truck driver a little while ago. He says he's just sitting here waiting for someone to offload these packages so that he can tow away what is left of this truck. But so far, we have not seen that happen. A little while ago, about a half hour ago, we did see another Amazon vehicle arrive, but no sign that there's any cleanup crew in that truck, which was parked on the other side of this wreck. So right now, just everything, again, in a holding pattern as they wait for this truck to be offloaded so that it can be towed out of the front of this restaurant. Reporting live on the northeast side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. It's another big day for a lot of students in the area.
More school districts are starting class today. Alamo Heights Independent School District and East Central ISD will both be welcoming students back on campus this morning.
And following many tragedies that hit close to home, parents are wondering how they can help their child understand the world around them. But having those hard discussions can be tough.
KSAT spoke with the CEO of the Mobile Mental Wellness Collaborative, who says the mental health of parents is just as important as the child's.
Put your oxygen mask on first. You have to be taking care of yourself in order to take care of your children. So this means self-care. This means getting help yourself. Talking to a therapist, going and talking to friends, exercising, doing what's important right now to take care of yourself in order to be there for your kids. You will never be able to be there for somebody else fully, unfortunately, unless you're able to take care of yourself.
And a reminder, experts say some ways to make sure you are mentally taking care of yourself is by making time for therapy, carving out time to talk with friends, especially face-to-face social interactions, and making exercise a priority will all help with your mental health. They also say to remember, if you take care of yourself, you can be the best version of yourself for your child.
6:07 right now to the digital divide, the gap between those who have access to digital technology and those who do not.
Has been a problem in and around San Antonio, which has made even more apparent during the pandemic.
This weekend on Leading SA, the executive director of SA Digital Connects takes a closer look at the problem and what can be done to help.
SA Digital Connects is a private-public partnership, and its aim is to close the digital divide for our local families. The executive director joined us. We talked about a lot. We talked about what the problem looks like in and around our community. We talked about solutions, trying to fix these problems. We talked about what comes next. Here's a bit of our conversation.
20% of residents in San Antonio and Bexar County face barriers accessing the internet. And that could be for a couple of reasons. First off, maybe they don't have access to infrastructure. You know, if they're kind of in the unincorporated areas of Bexar County, even if they wanted to connect to fiber infrastructure, they can't. A second really big problem is affordability.
You can listen to our full discussion right now. Just head to the Leading Essay section of KSAT.com. We have a Leading Essay every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. So guys, we'll see you next Sunday. Back to you.
It means a great deal to our community. We're in the process of healing, and for everybody to come together, this is a big thing.
It's been 3 months since the shooting of Robb Elementary, and the Houston Astros welcomed the community of Uvalde to Minute Maid Park yesterday for Uvalde Strong Day. The team bussed 500 people from Uvalde and distributed an additional 2,500 tickets. They also held a special program prior to the game showing the commitment to helping the Uvalde community heal through baseball. Houston ended up beating the Oakland A's 6-3.
And we are continuing to remember those who lost their lives at Robb Elementary on May 24th. Our team sat down with the family of Annabelle Rodriguez, who was one of the students killed. We're going to hear from them coming up on GMSA at 6:30.
This morning, crews trying to figure out what sparked an overnight house fire on the city's south side. Happened around 1:30 this morning on West Malone, right off of I-35. Crews say flames broke out by the garage door and then crawled up a wall. Firefighters were able to knock down the flames without anyone getting hurt. Damages are said to be worth around $5,000.
And this morning, Castle Hills police are working to track down a driver who they say crashed his SUV into a stone wall, flipped it, and ran from the scene. It happened on Sunday morning near the corner of West Avenue and Mimosa Drive. Authorities say 55-year-old Robert Barnes lost control of his car, flipped it on its side, got out, and ran away before police got there. Now, Barnes currently has an active warrant in Bexar County for a DWI, but is still on the run.
Well, as you know by now, some parts of town may have gotten rain yesterday and again overnight. However, SAW says Stage 2 water restrictions are still in place. According to their Director of Conservation, they're now issuing citations instead of warnings. So here's what you need to know. Watering days stay the same for Stage 2. However, watering hours are reduced. You can only water between 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. on your designated day. Designated day is determined by the last digit of your home address. It breaks down the way you see it on your screen. Anyone caught not following the rules can be fined $150, and that is for first-time offenders.
And time now, 6:11 and 74 degrees for now.
Still to come on GMSA, a fight at a youth football game in North Texas leads to a deadly shooting. We'll tell you why police say the suspect has a unique connection to the NFL.
And also after the break, it's a question that's keeping researchers up at night. Do spiders sleep just like us? Well, what scientists are saying about it next.
Do we need to know more than that about spiders? Outside right now with live cam up near the airport, San Antonio International. Roads are wet. Yeah, please be careful. Do your part. Leave plenty of stopping distance between you and the other guys on your way to work or school today. You're watching GMSA.
And welcome back at 6:15. While most Americans are feeling the effects of inflation, another challenge for the economy is a shortage of workers to fill jobs. The U.S. Labor Department says after approaching pre-pandemic levels earlier this year, the number of active workers has fallen by 400,000 people since March.
Americans are spending more this summer. Hotel chains, cruise lines, and theme parks all reporting strong numbers. Experts say Americans are boosting their vacation budgets and taking trips they put off since the start of COVID back in 2020.
And trending right now on our website at KSAT.com. If you are still looking for deals for your kiddos as they head back to class, we have you covered. It's on our homepage. We have some last-minute savings before you head to the store.
It is a question that keeps some scientists awake at night and many others too. Do spiders sleep? Researchers in Germany say baby jumping spiders might sleep at night just like us. Video of their study showed patterns that look a lot like sleep cycles, such as twitching. However, critters like the jumping spider are far from humans on the evolutionary tree, so more research is needed to find out if the spiders are sleeping instead of just resting or maybe catching a cat nap.
A little naps here
Little spider nap.
That's cute.
Mike Ostrage looks perplexed, but we're going to check out traffic first, see what's happening over there. Stephen?
Well, down came the rain and washed the spider out. So,
that's a good one.
winter
Winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah, I promise that was not something I was waiting to use, guys. All right. But we have been looking at traffic. The rain has definitely caused some issues. I think that's safe to say out there. 35 at Olympia. Now, we mentioned that there was a pretty big slowdown that was taking place, and you can see it picked up there on the TransGuide camera. Some of the vehicles are coming to a little bit of a stop there, and that's actually reflecting on our map as a lot of red that we're seeing now turning to some orange, which indicates a mile slowdown, but 30 miles per hour. And again, 35 is just one of those areas a lot of people drive down to get to the Alamo City. So just a quick tip here, if you are still heading down in the southbound lanes, exit FM 3009. You could turn left onto FM 2252 if you want to avoid that mess. Just continue a little bit further to North Evans Road and then turn right on Lookout Road, and then you'll hit Loop 1604 on the northeast side that way. But it's just one of the solutions that we are tracking there as well. But we know that there are other incidents taking place. We talked about this incident off Loop 410. Not far from Dietrich Road. There are still some flashing lights according to what we're seeing on the TransGuide camera sign, but you can see the buildup that is taking place out there. So just remember to watch out. It has been a pretty busy morning. One of the other areas that we actually are finally seeing some improvement is here off US 281 northbound at Hildebrand Avenue. There was a buildup there due to a crash that was reported. But as we get that wide look at the map, it has been a pretty busy morning. But Mike Osterhage, we know we needed that rain though, right?
Oh yeah, it's fantastic rain. No, my question about the spider was, who was sitting around going, let's do a study and see if spiders sleep?
A room full of people in Germany wearing white lab coats.
Yes. We'll get some funding, and hey, we'll talk about that. Anyway, all right. Did you catch yourself just kind of staring at puddles yesterday and watching the rain just kind of fill up a puddle?
It's called a free water feature.
But nice. I was doing the same thing right next to my garage. I was like, it's so pretty to see those little puddles out there, and the rain. Yes, roads are wet, as Steven's been talking about, and there's enough out there kicking up a lot of spray and rooster tails for the folks over there on 410. So up to in the hill country, you unfortunately aren't getting a whole heck of a lot in the way of rain, and obviously the lion's share is well down to the south. And of course, farmers down here in the south are absolutely loving this, and we're definitely happy for all of you. And the center of circulation is out there just to the west of Laredo, moving off into northern Mexico, and that's going to take all of this and move it off to the west. And so we will start to see rain taper off as the day rolls on. And as for right now, I mean, it is just fantastic to see. We've got some of these light showers, light to moderate showers that continue to move in here from kind of southeast up to the northwest, and even a few decent showers in and around San Marcos, parts of the hill country around Canyon Lake right there, and just a scattered one or two again over in northern portions of the hill country going out I-10, but then further down to the south, I mean, just beautiful rain heading down 35 in toward Divine, Pearsall, Dilley, Cotulla, Kennedy, down to the southeast. It is absolutely gorgeous out there, and we will continue to see more of this rain. Obviously, most all of the roads here in town are wet and are going to be staying that way throughout the rest of the morning commute. So temperatures in the mid-70s right now, and they'll stay in the mid-70s. A couple of showers, a couple of storms out there, and then rain chances will begin to taper off as the day rolls on, as that low takes everything, kind of moves it off to the west. And we'll still have plenty of rain over around the Rio Grande today, and maybe too much at times. There have been some estimates down just in and around Corpus Christi, west of there, of about anywhere from half a foot, 8 inches, almost a foot of rain. So rain continues this morning and then begins to taper off. We'll have perhaps a couple of stragglers popping up later on today. Some sunshine mixed on in there, and temperatures will still stay well below normal later on today. And then we do have another rain chance, though, further down the road. 84 degrees at noon. Showers mainly to the south and to the southwest. We'll still have a few of them here in town, but they, like I said, continue to taper off late morning, and then just one or two of them possible out there later on today. 92 for a high temperature, but the heavier rain will be to the west and southwest. Tomorrow, 97, and then upper 90s. Wet ground makes it a little bit tougher for us to hit 100. It's going to be a close call, though. By the way, we are in sole position of second place, 58 days of 100-degree temperatures this summer. However, nothing on this graphic It'll be close, like I said, and then another chance of rain comes in here late Thursday and Friday.
It's amazing, folks. Mike is so popular because of the weather right now. The city is giving me the key to the city later today. So congratulations.
Or the umbrella to the city, one of the cities.
What's that?
The umbrella.
It's the umbrella to the city. Yeah. And everybody's like, what is this thing again?
I know, exactly. It's in the back of your closet, stuff down there behind that thing called a rain jacket.
Yes. I was ready, though.
Kids need a rain jacket this morning.
Yes, they do.
621, about 74 degrees.
And coming up on GMSA, safety advocates are warning beachgoers about beach umbrella safety after a South Carolina woman died last week after being struck by an umbrella. That's ahead on your GMA First Look.
The ABCs of CKD. A is for awareness, because knowing that your chronic kidney disease and type 2 diabetes could progress to dialysis is important. B is for belief that there may be more you can do. Just remember that K is for kidneys and Kerendia. For adults living with CKD and type 2 diabetes, Kerendia is proven to reduce the risk of kidney failure, which can lead to dialysis. Kerendia is a once-daily tablet that treats CKD differently than type 2 diabetes medications to help slow the progression of kidney damage and reduce the risk of cardiovascular events, such as heart attacks. Do not take Kerendia if you have problems with your adrenal glands or take certain medications called CYP3A4 inhibitors. Kerendia can cause hyperkalemia, which is high potassium levels in your blood. Ask your doctor before taking products containing potassium. Kerendia can also cause low blood pressure and low sodium levels. So now that you know your ABCs, remember K is for kidneys. And if you need help slowing kidney damage, ask your doctor about Kerendia.
In this morning's GMA First Look, an urgent warning about beach umbrella safety.
It takes anywhere from maybe 30 to 45 seconds per umbrella to make it a much safer product.
In South Carolina, a beach umbrella fatally striking 63-year-old Tammy Peralt in the chest. Her husband Mike telling GMA overnight how quickly things turned for the worst.
It was just a regular day with all our beach friends, and then this happened.
Earlier this month, sudden, powerful winds and weather taking dozens of umbrellas into the water.
When the air travels over top of the canopy, it creates a low-pressure vortex. The umbrellas will lift up, and then they become airborne, and then they start blowing down the beach, and then they become projectiles. And this is the most dangerous situation that you could possibly have.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have the expert tips to help you secure your own umbrella and the warning signs to watch out for next time you're at the beach. With your GMA First Look, I'm Victor Okendo, ABC News, Miami.
And the time now, 6:26 and 74 degrees for now.
Still ahead in our 6:30 half hour. We've seen a lot of extreme weather across the country this summer, but experts say get ready for more in the near future. We'll take a look at why next.
And more school districts in our area are welcoming kids back into the classroom today for their first day. We're going to tell you what you need to know.
The school year is starting for East Central ISD. Good morning, I'm Sarah Acosta. Coming up on GMSA, we're going to be talking to the principal, parents, and teachers and students of Legacy Middle School.
Happening today over in Uvalde, Pete Arredondo and his status as school district police chief will be the topic of discussion once again. We have details just ahead.
And San Antonio police are trying to piece together a shooting incident after two women showed up at the hospital with gunshot wounds. We're going to have the latest on their conditions.
We've been blessed with more rainfall overnight. Streets are slick out there. You're taking a live look at 410 by San Antonio International Airport. The morning commute could be tricky. We've already seen some problems. We'll talk to Stephen in just a moment.
Happy Monday. It is August 15th. Thanks for joining us. I'm excited about this rain.
We all are. It started yesterday. We've seen more overnight. As a matter of fact, we're talking schools right now, apparently.
That's right. More school districts in our area are starting class today. Alamo Heights ISD and East Central ISD will be welcoming students back on campus this morning. And some of them will see a little rain out there, if not wet roadways. But let's go ahead and thank Mike for all this rain.
Thank Mother Nature for it. And grab a jacket, a rain jacket, before you head out the door this morning. And maybe a light little umbrella as well, if you can find those things, because we haven't used them in a long time out there. But yeah, we're going to continue with the light to moderate showers here in town throughout the rest of this morning. And as you can see, a lot of sprays getting kicked up there on 410 over by the airport as traffic definitely picks up. And 74 degrees right now. 72 is the dew point temperature, which means obviously there's a lot of moisture in the atmosphere, but it is getting squeezed out in the form of rain. And we're 1 degree below normal right now. I haven't seen that in a long time. There's the beautiful rain out there. There's the center of circulation just to the south of Eagle Pass right now. That's that that low that formed up in the Gulf moved on shore just south of Corpus Christi yesterday and has been moving pretty much straight westward. And around that counterclockwise flow is what pulling in all the showers again. Most of them on the light to moderate side. A few heavier downpours. Had a ton of rain down to the south, and you can expect a whole bunch in some of our western counties later on today and then going into the late afternoon, early evening hours. And we will continue to see some of these light to moderate showers. A few of them are moving off into portions of the hill country, but you're missing out on a decent downpour from this, or some decent rain from this. It's basically the southern half of the area. So unfortunately, although we're definitely happy for the folks down to the south getting all this rain. And then as you can see, pretty much rain covering all of San Antonio this morning. So yeah, definitely take it easy as you're driving. Molds on the high side, and the updated count's going to be coming out in about an hour or so. Showers and a few thunderstorms this morning, the majority obviously down to the south, and that's where most of the rain is going to be. And as that low continues to work its way off into Mexico, it is going to be taking the rain with it. So rain chances will begin to taper off from east to west. We'll just have a couple of scattered ones later on today. More sunshine midweek. Upper 90s with the ground being wet. That's going to make it tougher to hit 100 this week. So actually don't have any in the 7-day forecast. And at the end of the week, a couple of more showers are possible around here. Great looking forecast, great looking on the roads. Just make sure you take it easy. Very latest traffic authority. Stephen, what's going on?
Hey, well, we haven't had a morning like this in a while, Mike. It seems that way. But Loop 410 at Loop 13, this is one of the incidents that we talked about earlier this morning as we get a wide look at TransGuide. Still seeing those flashing lights out there. Now, earlier we noticed that there was a crash that was reported out there that looked like where we had the incident taking place off in the grass just off of the highway, but still pretty dark. And you want to make sure you watch for first responders. Anytime you see those flashing lights, you know what to do. Move over or slow down. That's the law, and those are the rules of the road. Also, watch out for those school buses as more school districts are getting ready to welcome students back to class. But let's just get you to the map, because this is one of those incidents that's been lingering for a little while there. Loop 410 northbound near Dietrich Road is where we're seeing the buildup that's been taking place for a while. I wouldn't say it's a pretty bad buildup, but I think that anybody that needs to get somewhere and has a time-sensitive sort of morning today, but make sure you call ahead, make sure to plan ahead, because that is a slowdown that you can expect in that direction. As we take you over here, we did notice that there was another crash that popped up off I-35 southbound at Goliad Road. Light buildup there. Nothing too bad, just a little bit of yellow that is showing on the screen. So watch out anytime that you see those flashing lights. It does look like we still have other incidents that are popping up on our map this morning. But one of the big ones that's been taking place for quite a while is just off of I-35 near AT&T Center Parkway. That is where we find our Katrina Weber tracking this 18-wheeler crash. Katrina, what's the latest?
Well, good morning. We are finally seeing some signs of progress here. We have a cleanup crew and along with all their equipment. Now, they arrived here a little while ago. It seems that the cleanup job itself is a little bit slow going. They're trying to come up with a strategy for getting all of that cargo off the wreck truck and onto the back of this 18-wheeler that they just brought in. This crash happened about 4 o'clock this morning. Police say the driver seemed to hydroplane on the highway. He came right through the guardrail, sideswiped an oak tree, which then tore this truck open like a sardine can. The truck carrying Amazon packages. I talked to the driver, who is okay. He says that he was headed to one of the shipping facilities at the time when this happened, again, around 4 o'clock this morning. And we've been out here all morning. This is the first sign of progress that we have seen. You can see that they are loading some of the cargo onto the back of this truck, and that's what they have to do, is offload that entire 18-wheeler in order to then move it out of the building. Now, this building is Grady's Barbecue. According to police, no major damage to the building itself, if you can believe that. Just the front area, which appears to be sort of an outside dining area, that's what took the hit. But they say the restaurant itself is fine. So again, no injuries, no major damage to this building, but some Amazon packages that may be a bit delayed because of what happened here this morning. Reporting live on the northeast side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. New this morning, an investigation is underway after a couple of crashes overnight. So San Antonio police tell us a driver crashed into a vehicle in the downtown area and then took off. Officers tried to stop that driver before the driver crashed into another vehicle and went through a fence. 4 people ran away and 1 person was detained at that scene, which ended up off of Woodlawn.
Police left a lot of questions after two women showed up at a hospital with gunshot wounds and a bullet-riddled vehicle. Those two women made it to Northeast Baptist Hospital just before 2 this morning. Officers tell us the two are not cooperating with their investigation. Both women are expected to be okay. 6:36 on your Monday morning. Today, the first day of school for Alamo Heights and East Central ISDs.
Sarah Acosta is live at East Central's Legacy Middle School on the city's southeast side. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning, Mark and Steph. Okay, so the first bell rings at 7:52. The tardy bell rings at 7:57, and class gets started at 8 o'clock this morning. The hallway is going to be filled with middle school students. I'm here with Principal Barber. Okay, you're in second year here at Legacy Middle School. What is your goal for this year?
My goal is always for the community to see the beautiful things that are happening here at Legacy Middle School. We are a family. We build a family filled with our staff, our teachers, our parents, our community, and we want teachers to continue to grow so students grow, so there's student achievement. But at the end of the day, we all love each other and we're a family.
That's kind of the message I'm getting here, is a sense of community here at Legacy. I'm here with one of the parents, Annalisa Salinas. You have Alexis, who's starting 6th grade, and Addison, who's starting, or who's going to be in 8th grade. What is your sense of the first day of school? I know safety is a big thing on a lot of parents' mind. How do you feel here at Legacy Middle School?
I feel that the communication with the school is great, and the safety is a priority. And it gives me a calm feeling sending my kids back to school, just knowing that they're in good hands.
Alexis, 6th grade, big day for you, big year for you. How are you feeling?
Kind of nervous and excited because I get to see my friends this year, like everywhere.
What is the biggest change? I know for you, it's like all these new classes, new teachers. How are you feeling about that?
The biggest change is that last year we had only one teacher, and this year we have like a lot of teachers. So like that's what I'm excited about.
Are you be looking out for your little sister?
Yes.
Are you going to say hi to her when you see her in the hallway?
Yes.
Good sister, good answer. I'm here with Mrs. McLean, social studies teacher. So what would you say to a 6th graders or those entering middle school today that might feel a little anxious and nervous about new building, new schedule, new teachers?
We gotcha. Everyone here is caring and nurturing. Our first goal is to make you feel comfortable alongside with making sure you learn. You only learn when you feel safe and secure. So we'll make sure you have that environment for you. And please don't hesitate to ask any other students for help, to ask any teachers for help. We're a community, we're a family, we love each other here.
All right. Well, good luck, guys. Good luck to you two, especially today, and all the students starting at East Central ISD. I know Alamo Heights is also starting school today. Live from the southeast side, I'm Sarah Acosta, KSAT 12 News. Mark and Stephanie.
Thank you, Sarah. 6:39 right now. Now to a different kind of reality. Over in Uvalde, it has been 3 months since 19 children and 2 teachers were killed at Robb Elementary. And the question surrounding Pete Arredondo's position as Uvalde CISD police chief is still up in the air. Later today, school board members will consult an attorney about his termination hearing. It's according to the board agenda for today's regular school board meeting. The attorney consultation will happen in a closed session. Arredondo was placed on leave by the district nearly 1 month after the Uvalde school massacre.
The victims' loved ones are still trying to cope with the tragedy. Our crew sat down with Annabelle Rodriguez's mom, Monica Gallegos, who said that Annabelle was excited to meet her newest nephew. He was born Monday, May 23rd, and unfortunately, she never got the chance.
I was just like so heartbroken that my daughter didn't get to meet him. She was so excited to meet him, and she didn't get to meet him.
Annabelle's favorite color was baby blue, and her nephew was born with blue eyes, a trait her family says is unique in their family.
The support for the grieving community of Uvalde continues to pour in, even from states away. A group in Arizona working to plant 21 live oak trees in Uvalde Cemetery to honor the victims of the shooting. The growers drove these live oaks all the way from Arizona. The general manager says the trees represent strength and longevity. They are currently about 5 years old and can live between 100 years if they are taken care of.
And some other top stories we're following this morning. A fight between coaches at a youth football game in North Texas led to a deadly shooting this weekend.
It happened in Lancaster, just south of Dallas. Police there have issued a warrant for Aqib Talib. He's the brother of Super Bowl champ Aqib Talib, who played 11 years in the NFL. Authorities have not yet released the name of the victim. At a scary scene at Six Flags Great America in Illinois.
The park was forced to close early last night after 3 people were hit in a drive-by shooting in the parking lot. Gunnery police say 2 of the 3 victims were taken to the hospital. The 3rd victim declined treatment. Investigators say the shooting was not random and the shooter is still on the run.
Actress Anne Haight has been taken off life support 9 days after she was injured in a fiery California car crash. Her spokeswoman said last night Haight had been peacefully taken off life support. She was on life support after suffering burns and a major brain injury after crashing into a home. Haight was 53 years old. Right now, 6:41, 74 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA, the extreme weather that millions of Americans are in store for this week.
This morning, millions of people are on alert for extreme weather, from monsoon rains to extreme heat.
Triple-digit temperatures are expected today in Kansas, Texas, Arizona, and California. And meanwhile, 9 million Americans are under flash flood warnings at the Southwest braces for monsoon rains. Climate experts also say it's only a matter of time before a mega flood hits California, displacing millions of people. A new study shows it could happen in the next 50 years.
Right now, 6:45, 74 degrees.
Go ahead and check back with Stephen Cavazos. It looks like more flashing lights out there.
It's almost like one problem clears out and another one pops up. This one's off 37. We mentioned it a little bit earlier, but our friends at TransGuide were able to get us a shot of what we are seeing out there, and we are noticing off in the grass, it looks like 2 vehicles with their emergency lights on. Also, those flashing lights, meaning first responders are out there. This is a crash that's been reported. At least that's what our map is picking up. But the big issue does look like traffic is already starting to build in the southbound lanes of 37. Watch out for the crews there. It's not clear how many people were possibly injured, but we hope everybody is okay as always. Let's get you to the map because it has been a busy morning. Where we're picking this up is not far from Goliad Road. TransGuide camera is showing it there at Pecan Valley, but you can see that's basically where we're seeing that buildup. It's not looking too bad just yet, but we are already starting to see more commuters getting their morning started. It is a very busy Monday morning, so just watch out. We also are still tracking this crash off of Loop 410 northbound near Dietrich Road. It's not cleared yet. I just checked the corner of my eye and I'm still seeing those flashing lights out there. That crash reported sometime after 5 this morning. So we, of course, want to make sure that you are aware of these areas where we're seeing the slowdowns. And you can see as we give you that wide look at the map, we are already starting to see the usual spots where we tend to see traffic pick up. US 90 in the eastbound lanes coming in from Castroville on the far west side. We are seeing the buildup there, as well as the northwest side near 1604 and Helotes. I-35 southbound coming in from New Braunfels, as well as 281 southbound. So prepare for those delays. Make sure that you plan ahead as well, but we're going to watch these roads closely. Mike, it's just been a busy morning, but we know we needed that rain.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that notwithstanding at all. Beautiful picture out there. Nice little downpours over there by SeaWorld yesterday. Yeah, a lot of folks saw some beautiful rain and are still seeing a lot of beautiful rain, and that's the case out there by the airports with the wet roads. And take it easy. And also, not only the roads just being wet, we're not used to that, but think of the usual spots that tend to accumulate water on the side of the road. There's that one spot 10 heading eastbound out there by right around, say, Days of Uvalde. That one curve is a kind of a notorious little spot out there, and just that, watch it for a couple little puddles there. And since the sun is not up yet, it might take you by surprise. So we still got some of this rain here in and around town, and maybe a bit of a break over there on the west side, but still plenty of showers around here. And further off to the north, up around San Marcos, we've had a couple of decent showers, and even a couple of them going in toward Kendall County and then heading over to portions of the hill country. Sort of the little bit of straggling edges, if you will, because obviously the majority of all this rain is well down there to the south. And case in point, Victoria, Port Lavaca, you had plenty of rain yesterday, and that has now moved on out as this whole batch centered right there just to the south of Eagle Pass continues to push off to the west. And so that's going to take the rain with it. So we'll have better rain chances this morning, and then they will be diminishing as the day goes on. So past 24 hours, it has been almost too much. And feast or famine, that is always the case. I know we always say that, but in some areas down here, radar estimates anywhere from half a foot to almost a foot of rain in certain bullseye spots. Now, I know a lot of farmers are just loving all this rain. Lesser amounts further up to the north, couple 2-3 inches, which is fantastic. And then as of last check, it's been half-inch, maybe even a couple of inches of rain in and around the metropolitan area. So yes, it has been beautiful rain, and it will continue throughout the rest of the morning. So you want to allow yourself plenty of extra time. Always slow down going into curves, not once you get into the curve. Just to, kind of those usual things we're not used to doing since we haven't had rain in forever. Rain chances will continue to diminish later on today. We're only going to make it up into the low 90s later on today. A little bit warmer than yesterday's 88, and that was the coolest, lowest to high temperature we've had since way back on May 25th. Computer model. So we keep some of the rain around this morning, and again, that whole big batch continues to push off to the west. We may have a couple little stragglers left over in behind, a chance for one or two to pop up, but the majority of that rain is going to be further there off to the west of us. And then jumping ahead further into the future, Wednesday into Thursday, we do have this feature which is dropping down from the north. We do have a front now. This is not going to come barreling through here, but it is going to be lying close enough to give us another chance for some rain later Thursday into Friday. And some computer models actually want to keep some of this stuff even lingering around. So that'll be right now, I think, kind of a wait and see situation, but interesting to see another front, like I said, lying just north of us, but giving us another rain chance. 84 at noon, showers, a couple of leftovers, but they will continue to end from east to west. Still more rain down to the west and to the southwest, and that'll be the case later on this afternoon. 92 high temperature. One or two showers still left over here, but again, the majority over there to the west, right around the Rio Grande. And watch out for some heavier downpours, especially to the south and southwest, and maybe even some potential flooding. Tomorrow, 97, 99 Wednesday, a little tougher to hit 100 with the wet ground now. So first time we haven't had hundreds on this, Matt, since I think back about, I don't know,
April?
6 months ago.
June?
Yeah, no, even going back to May, I believe.
May we had triple
not having
digits.
hundreds on the 7 days. So another chance of rain comes in here by Thursday and Friday.
Mike,
awesome.
Thank you.
It is.
Yes.
I wish I could take credit. You can send me donations, but thank Mother Nature. So
Yes.
Right.
because you owe me $10 anyway. So.
Oh.
Talking to you, Steph.
No.
6:51, about 74 degrees.
Here's a look at what's coming up tomorrow on GMSA.
Is your child mentally ready to return to the classroom? I'm Sarah Acosta, coming up on GMSA, how to check in with your child's mental health and how to identify the signs of when your child may need professional help.
Outside with live cam. Monday morning, clouds are here, some showers in the area. Yeah, grab that umbrella as you head out the door for work or school today. And for those heading back to class, we wish you the very best. You're watching GMSA.
Well, we have another crash here, or incident, I should say, off 35 at Rittiman. You see those flashing lights and traffic already picking up. A busy spot to have any type of incident, but this is taking place in the shoulder lane, so that's the good news. But unfortunately, traffic continues to pick up where we see these problem spots. Here's one of them, I-37 southbound at Goliad. Build up there. We are still seeing those flashing lights, as well as here at Loop 410 northbound at Dietrich Road. Wide look, Mike. It has been a very busy morning, but we'll be tracking it all.
So wet roads out there, and actually looks like we're seeing a couple of breaks in the clouds looking off to the west over there by the airport. Still plenty of rain, though, especially to the south and to the southwest, and we'll keep some showers around this morning, and then they will continue to taper off. 84 at noon, 92 for a high temperature later on today. It's going to be hotter the next couple of days, pushing at triple digits. Another chance of rain by the end of the week.
Good news. Thank you, Mike.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you here at 9 o'clock, but be safe on the roadways until then.
Weather and traffic updates throughout the morning.